Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Good. Any question? Was there anything special going on yesterday? Do you guys know? Was there anything special? When I was going to Colombia, it took me almost 3 hours, like from here to Colombia. Usually it's 1.5, like 1 hour and 15 to 30 minutes. But yesterday the road was blocked and there are so heavy traffic. At night, I couldn't go home. So I went to my sister's house, which is near Colombia. And today morning, when I was coming back from her house, almost half an hour, I was stuck in the 52nd Street. So like, what's going on in the roads? They keep stacking the roads, blocking all the roads and all the bus, private cars, the taxi, everything was standing there. Like, man, something is going on with New York, especially on Thursdays. And this is the first time I saw on Friday, it's heavy traffic. Usually Friday, there is not that heavy traffic, but today was bad. So my day started bad, but it didn't go bad afterwards. Okay. I thought probably the whole day I'll keep facing bad things, but no, I'm optimistic. I hope I can go through this section today. We'll be done, and then we'll start a new section, a fun section. So this is still 1.5. We are still learning about quadratic. We learned about everything. We learned about how to graph, what's the domain, what's the range, how to find vertex, x-intercept, y-intercept, how to use transformation, right? Did you learn anything else? Probably not. So we learned all about quadratics. Now our question is, why did we care? Why did we learn about all these things? When you're going to use them in our real life? So today's lesson is when you're going to use them in real life. Why did we care about all those parabolas, transformation, x-intercept, y-intercept, vertex, those things? Any question before you start? Any comments, concern, complaint? Ellie's class already started. Okay. So the main reason we learn about quadratic is maximum minimum. That's the main reason. But we have many other reasons. The main one is maximum minimum. And when I introduced you to the parabola, do you remember I said something about maximum, minimum? When we have an upward parabola, what do we get? A maximum or a minimum? A minimum. The lowest point in the parabola gives us minimum. And when you have an upside down parabola, what do you get? A maximum here. Now, those points, they have a special name. What's the name of those points in the upward or upside down parabola? What's the name of these points? It is a get down, vertex. So this is a vertex for minimum. This is also a vertex for maximum. So parabola gives us a minimum or the maximum. Now you may wonder, why do you care about maximum minimum, right? When you took your exam, what grade had in your mind? Maximum. See, did you ever hope for minimum? Lowest grade. So you want to avoid minimum in this case, and you want to get maximum. See, you care about maximum. Now, let's say you are trying to buy something. When you buy something, how much you want to spend? Maximum or minimum? Minimum amount. But how much you want to get back? Maximum. See, in real life, we have maximum, minimum everywhere. We'll look for them. So if you have a parabolic shape in your application, then you can easily figure out what's the maximum or what's the minimum. So that's the main purpose, okay? Maximum, minimum. Now, there are a few fun examples we are going to do today. First one is from your homework. Among all pairs of numbers whose difference is 24. So you're taking two numbers, and the difference between those two numbers is 24. Find a pair whose product is as small as possible. For example, they are saying, take difference of any two numbers, any two numbers, and then when you multiply those numbers, their product has to be the smallest number. That is our goal. Can you figure out the two numbers? The difference is 24. There are so many numbers that difference is 24, right? For example, 25 and 1. What's the difference? 24. When you multiply them, the product is 25. Or you can say 26 and 2. 26 and 2. That gives us 24, and that product gives us 52. And then you keep going that. You can get 48 minus 24, which is also 24, but its product gets big, right? So the question is, among all those sets of numbers whose difference is 24, which pair are going to give you the smallest product? That's our goal. Now, any suggestion? No. It didn't say whole number, but we're actually looking for whole number. Find two whole numbers. Their product is the smallest, but the difference is always 24. Any idea how do you start? It's like a puzzle or riddle, whatever makes sense. 24 and 2. 24 and 0, but the product is 0. Oh, yeah. True. But I think we have to omit 0. Because anything, if you multiply by 0, you get the smallest number. So, yeah, any non-zero, probably we should say. Any non-zero integer, we are looking for them. It takes time, right, to figure out. So we are going to use our knowledge about parabola. Now, give me one equation about difference of 24. Let's say we have two numbers. We know none of them, right? For now, we know none of them. Let's say one number is x, another number is y. So difference is 24. What type of equation we can write using x and y for difference of 24? If x is one number and y is the other number, how can you write mathematically that the difference between x and y is 24? Good job. X minus y is 24. Now you're looking for their product. So what's the product of x and y? xy. Product is xy. So we have two equations. One, we have a number, and the other one, we don't have a number. We are looking for the product. When you have two numbers, when you have two variables, it's hard to work with them, unless if you're dealing with system of equations. Here we are dealing with system of equations, so we don't want to work with two variables. We want to work with only one variable. So let's say we want to keep our x and rewrite the y in terms of x. So we can add y to both sides of the equal sign. That gives us our x is y plus 24. Right? Right? And now we can replace this x with this thing. Actually, let me not use x and y. Let me use a and b. Because I want to do something x and y. Let's say two numbers are a and b. So a minus b is 24. So a is b plus 24. And their product is ab. Now a is this entire thing. So instead of a, we are going to use this entire thing. So product, let's say product is p. So p is b plus 24 times the 24. Any questions so far? We started with two imaginary numbers, not imaginary, like two numbers we don't know, two unknown numbers, a and b. The information we know is that their product is 24. Sorry, their difference is 24. And you're looking for their product. So since their difference is 24, we don't want to work with two variables. We want to work with one variable. So you can solve for A or you can solve for B. It's your choice. I solve for A because then B becomes positive. So A is B plus 24. And since you're looking for the product, so we are looking for A times B. And instead of multiplying A times B, we know A is B plus 24. So you're multiplying B plus 24 times B. Clear so far? And now can you guess what is our next step? You're multiplying them. So what do you do? How do you multiply? It's already factored. What's the opposite of factor? Distribution. So you're going to distribute them. So you get b squared plus 24b. Right? So we know our product, what you're looking for, is b squared plus 24b. Now my question is, what type of function is this? Or what's the shape of this function? It's a polynomial, but for square, parabola. What type of parabola we have? Upward or upside down? Even upward. So we have an upward parabola. That's the product. And you're looking for what type of product? Minimum product. So in this product, where do you have the minimum product? At the vertex. See here. So in this vertex, if x value is b, right? Because this is b squared 24b, which is same as x squared plus 24x. And your product, what you're looking for, I mean, not looking for, yeah, what is the minimum product at the end? Your p is the y, right? Instead of using p and b, if you rewrite using x and y, the p is the y and b is the x. Do you see clearly? Do you see that? If b is the x, so b squared minus plus 24b means we have x squared plus 24x. And this is the product you're looking for. The product is actually the one. Right? So what you're looking for here, the x value or the y value of the vertex? What's the question is asking? What is the minimum product? What is product? The x value or the y value? Good job. So you're looking for what's the y value of the vertex. That is our goal, to find out the y value of the vertex. But can you find y value without finding x value? So you have to find x value anyway. So we go and find the x value first. X value, which is the b in this case, but never mind, I don't put b. What's the formula for the x value of the vertex? Negative b over 2a. So let me change the color. So in this equation, how much is your a? 1. And how much is your b? Ax squared plus bx. How much is the b? What's wrong with you guys? This is your a1. And what is your b? Not 2, 24. Your b is 24. This b is different than this b. I'm going to use p and q instead of b. Let me use p and q. No, p is for profit. What else we can use? C and D. Let me erase all this A, B with C and D. Let's say C minus D is this. Then our C is D plus that. So we have D plus that. So you're not going to get confused anymore. So now, y equals x squared plus 24x gives us A value 1, B value 24. So what is our x here? Negative what? 24 divided by 2 times 1. And then what do we get? Negative 24 divided by 2, which is negative 12. But we are not looking for x. We are looking for y. Our y is x squared plus 24x. I feel like something is wrong because 24 is too big. So yeah, 12 is too big. Did I do anything wrong? One number is 12 and you want to get the result 24. The other number has to be a big number. Yeah. Negative 24, negative 24. No. Positive 48. Yeah, 36. Okay, whatever. So our y value is negative 12 squared plus 24 times negative 12. But then we get a negative number. Okay. What is negative 12 squared? 144. And you're subtracting 24 times 12. You have to do it manually. Among all pairs of numbers whose difference is 24, find a pair whose product is as small as possible. Really? Let me see, did I make a mistake anywhere? So our difference is 24. That gives us C is D plus 24. You're looking for the smallest product. So our product is C times D. Sorry, this is C times D. So C is D plus 24. We have D squared plus 24D. So we have A is 1, B is 24. Now everything looks okay. That means you have to multiply 24 and 12 manually. 24 times 12. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 2, 4. You leave one space blank for the 10th place. And then you multiply. 24 times 1 is 24. 8, 8, 2, 288. So how much is 144 minus 288? negative 144. So we have what is this? Yeah. Oh, I'm in the class. Yeah, I'll call you back later. Oh, what happened? Are you okay? What time is it? What time is it? Okay, I'll take Kenny first. I'll take Kenny first, no problem. Yeah, if it's around 12, then yes, I can. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I can do it. Yes. Okay, okay. I'll let the department know. No problem. Be safe. Sorry about that. One of the instructor got some problem. She's in the hospital, so she called me. They took her phone away, so she's contacting me from someone else and telling me that she cannot go to the class Monday. So I should let the department know about that. And she doesn't have any connection with outside the world of the hospital right now. So sorry about that. Okay. So we found our product is negative 144. So what the two number we are dealing with here? What are the two numbers? One of them is negative 12. And if we want the product to be 424, what's the other number? No, plus 12 minus 12 is 0. Negative 12 minus negative 12 minus 12 is negative 24. 36? Yeah. So the two numbers we are looking for is 36 and negative 12. So 6 minus 2 is 4, 3 minus 1 is 12. So this is the smallest number. These are the number that gives you the smallest product. If you take any other difference, you're definitely going to get something bigger than negative 144. Okay. Now, who is lost? Anybody? Tell me, why did I lost you? We are looking for two numbers. The difference is 24. How do you do like you're looking for two numbers. The difference is 24. Let's say one of the number is C, the other number is D. So how do you write mathematically that the difference between C and D is 24? How do you write it? C minus D is 24. So that's our information given to us. Now they want us to find their product. Means if one is C, the other is D, what's the product of C and D? CD. CD. Oh, CD. So we have CD, but we don't want to work with two variables. We want to work with one variable. So we can use the given information and rewrite one variable in terms of the other variable. And then substitute in our CD, and then the rest is parabola. So for parabola, we know we get maximum or minimum. Either one of them is at the vertex. This parabola is an upward parabola because our a is positive. When you have positive a, means positive x squared, we have an upward parabola. When we have negative x squared, it's upside down parabola. This is an upward parabola because we have x squared without any negative sign in the front. That means in this parabola, every y value represents the product, and every x value represents the number we are looking for, either C or the D, one of these numbers. And then we find the vertex. But to find the vertex, we need x and y. They're asking for the y, the product. What is the minimum product? So they're not looking for the number, they're looking for the product, the y value. But we cannot find the y value until we find the x value. So we find the x value using the formula negative b over 2a. We substitute into the function to get the y value. And out of curiosity, I asked you, well, then what are the two numbers you're dealing with? We know one of them is negative 12 because this is the x value, the number, one of the number. And the other number is just you subtract from 24, you get 36. Any other question? Now the second type of scenario where we use it, it's about height. Let's say you got some bad idea. You went up, some building. It didn't say anything here, but let's say you went to the rooftop of a building and you decided to throw a ball. Okay. Now, when you throw a ball, did you ever notice when you throw a ball, what type of shape it creates? Does it go straight linear way or does it create a different shape? Did you ever notice that? Throw a paper ball at me. Anyone, throw a paper ball at me. Throw me a paper ball. Make a ball out of a paper. And let's say you're playing basketball. So throw it. What do you see? What happens? It first went up and then went down. So it's a parabolic shape. My shape wasn't perfect. But when you throw a ball, usually you throw the ball this way, right? Like that. So it has to go up and then it has to go down. So it creates a parabolic shape, not a linear shape, a parabolic shape. So if you throw a ball, it goes up and then it comes down. So we have a parabola in this scenario. Now they are saying it doesn't matter what object you're throwing. If you throw an object upward, it goes up and it goes down. And let's say in this scenario, the height of your object is determined by this function. Okay. So height is determined by negative 32t squared plus 64t. T is the second, each second after you throw the ball. So T is the time, and your height is your height is what? What are you saying? Your height is the height. After t seconds, what's the height of the ball? For example, after 1 second, probably the ball is here. After 2 seconds, probably the ball is here. Then 3 seconds, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds, like that. So after each second, what's the position of the ball? That is given by this height function. Now, what they want us to do? Find the maximum height attained by this object. What they are looking for? Vertex, the maximum height. So when you throw the ball, the maximum is happening at the vertex. At the vertex, you have two things: the time and the height. What you're looking for? What's the maximum height? So this height, does it represent by x or does it represent by y? Good. It's y. Because see, height is alone. So it's y. And this t we have here is actually the x. T is time independent. So it's x squared. And our height depends on the time. So it's the y value, dependent variable. So you're looking for y value of the vertex. This is what they want us to find, the y value of the vertex. But to find the y value of the vertex, what do you have to find first? Can you find the y value of the vertex directly without finding anything else? Sorry. I meant t is the x. So the t represent the x value and height represent the y value. This is what I mean. So you're looking for y value of the vertex, but we cannot find the y value of the vertex until we find what? X value of the vertex. So we have to do the exact same thing what we did before. First, we need to know x value of the vertex. So what do you use? X equals negative b over 2a. And in this example, what is our a and what is our b? Negative what? So negative 32. No. Negative b, right? So our a is negative 32 and b is 64. So negative 64 divided by 2 times a, which is negative 32. So negative 64 divided by negative 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Oh, so what do you get? 1. So after 1 second, it reaches the maximum height. But they want us to know what is that maximum height. Ax squared plus bx, plus bx plus c. This is the parabola. Ax squared plus bx plus c. So how do you know what is your a and what is your b? It's from the formats. So our x is 1. But what you're looking for, x or the y? Which one you're looking for? Y. So how do you find y? If you know your x, how do you find the y? Plug in x. So we have negative 32x squared plus 64x. But instead of x, we are at 1. So negative 32 plus 64. What do you get? 32. And did it mention fit? Yes, fit. So after 1 second of throwing the ball, it reaches the maximum height. And the maximum height after 1 second is 32 feet. Here, they give us. The height is 64t minus 32t squared. So this is your height. In other words, the y value of your vertex. Any question? How come you guys are not enjoying this? What's wrong with this? Is it because you're not understanding or what? what? Why are you not enjoying? Think about the next question. Find the number of seconds it takes for the objects to hit the ground. So what you're looking for here? Huh? When the height is 0. When the ball hits the ground, your height has to be 0. So we know the height is given by the formula, I forgot, negative 32t, negative 32t squared plus 64t. And t means it's x. And they're asking, hey, when this height is 0, figure out how much is the t. So 0 equals negative 32t squared plus 64t. How can you find the t here? Good job, factoring. What can you factor? We can factor out 32, but also we don't like the negative. Negative 32. For numbers, how about the variables? T. When you factor out negative 32t, in the first term, what is left? Here t squared, and you took out t, only t, and you have 64t, but you took out negative 32t. So what do you have? Minus 2 without any t. Because taking out means you're dividing, not subtracting. So 64t divided by negative 32t, t cancel out. 64 divided by 32 is 2 with the negative sign. And this is 0. So our goal is to get the t alone. Solve for t. What do you do now? What do you do next? How do you solve for t? So 32t equals 0 and t minus 2 equals 0. If 32t is 0, what is t? 0. And if t minus 2 is 0, what is t? 2. Which one makes sense? This makes more sense. This also makes sense, but it doesn't quite make sense. When time is 0 means it is standing on the ground. When you're standing on the ground, that means they're assuming your ball is on the ground. We don't want to assume anything. So both answers are okay, but this is more correct. After 2 seconds of throwing the ball, after you throw the ball, then it has to take 2 seconds to hit the ground. Time 0 means you didn't throw the ball yet. So how can you accept that as an answer when you didn't even throw the ball? Clear? Any question? Are you guys sure there is no question? Now another scenario. They gave us a profit function. Profit. This profit function is negative 5 x squared plus 10x plus 20. And they're asking to give them the maximum profit. How can you find the maximum profit? The profit function is given, and they want you to give them the maximum one. How much is the maximum profit you can earn using this function? What type of function is this? What's the shape of the function? Parabola. So what type of parabola? Downward parabola. In a downward parabola, where do you get the maximum? At the vertex. But vertex has two things, x value and the y value. What they want you to give them, the x value or the y value? Good job, y value. They want you to give them the profit, and profit means it's y because it's single, alone on one side. It's y. So go ahead, find the y value of the vertex. And let me take your attendance. See, what exam I have? Prince, your exam. Arsla. Afiz. Asir. Ellen. Claire. I don't know. Today is what, 26? 9/26. Dominica. Salauddin. Salauddin. Probably he went to the restaurant. Arsla is here. Maxine. Zoe. Zoe, how are you? Is everything okay? Did they able to take your thing? Huh? They didn't? Thing. Wow. And did they tell you, like, will it affect you badly since you swallowed it? Wow. Be careful next time. Claire? Still absent. Jolene. Jolene, I saw you somewhere, right? Jolene. Raise your hand. I didn't see you. Prince is here. Hayden here. Ellen here. Asir here. Skyly. Alice here. Jasmina. Alexandra here. Jennifer here. Are you guys done with this question? Then try the next one. Okay, then you try the left one, and whoever is done, try the next one. Jesse. Afiz. Tarin here. Pedro here. Erika. She went to the restaurant. Jawad here. Ruby, Sayom, Dimitri here. Siki, Amir, William. Yes, I just need to know some of them. Ready? At least for the left one. Are you ready? So tell me the x. How do you find x? Perfect. And what do you have for that? 2 times -5. That gives you -10/, which is? And then the rest is easy. Then if you know your x, how do you find the y? So -5x squared plus 10x plus 20. All those x is 1. So -5 times 1 is -5. 10 times 1 is 10 plus 20. 10 plus 20 is 30. 30 minus 5 is 25. So your maximum profit is $25.
Wait, that's it?
That's it. They're looking for maximum profit. The next one is connected with a 1.3 or 1.2. 1.3. The revenue cost. They gave us revenue, they gave us cost. And they want us to find how many units should be produced to have maximum profit. They gave us revenue and cost, but they want us to work with the profit. So how do you find profit? Revenue minus cost. And since our cost has more than one element, so when you're going to subtract, all the sign will change. So revenue is -2x squared plus 200x. We are subtracting the cost. So what should I write? X squared then minus 20x minus 10. And now we just have to combine like terms. How many x squared we have? -2x squared and -1x squared. How many x squared you have? -3x squared. We have positive 200x, -20x. So how many x? Positive or negative? Positive 180x, and there's only one number, -10. So this is the profit function we calculated from the given revenue and cost. And now they want us to find how many units we have to sell in order to get the maximum profit. So what you're looking for, units. Units is represented by what? X or the Y? Good job. So in A, we are looking for X. And in B, it says how much is the maximum profit? So what we are looking for in B? y. In other words, we have to find both x and y. But maximum happens where? Anywhere or at a specific place. What is the shape of our profit function? Downward parabola. So where you can find the maximum? Vertex. So same concept. Find the x value, find the y value. You know what to do, right? So find x, find y. Now let's do the next one. Find the maximum revenue. Our revenue is negative 2x squared plus 200x. How can you find the maximum revenue? What type of function is the revenue function? Again, it's a parabola. What type of parabola? Upward or downward? So we have a downward parabola because it's negative x squared, and you're looking for maximum revenue. So what you're looking for? The vertex. X or the y below the vertex? Which one? X is what? Unit, right? And in this case, what's the y? What do you have here in place of y? Revenue. So you're looking for the y value of the vertex. But can you find the y value unless you find the x value? So first you have to find the x, and then you have to find y, and your y is what you're looking for. Let me give you the answer to this. You know, I'm just showing you how to find it. You can find it at home. The answer for y is, I can't even see, it's too small. Probably 30. It's so small, I can't even see. And the answer for A and B here, oh, so you never mind. This is not the answer. So I don't have the answer, my bad. But I'm just showing you what you're supposed to do. Oh, our favorite, break even. You lost point for that in the exam. Break even. How do you find break even? Huh? Profit equals 0. So profit equals 0. Do we have our profit function? Yes, we do here. Good. So we can use the profit function. Profit is negative. Come on. Negative 3x squared positive 180. Negative 3x squared positive 180x, and then plus 10 or minus 10? Minus 10. So this is our profit function. We get the break even when this profit function is 0. And they are saying find the minimum break-even quantity, what they're looking for. The break-even quantity, what does that mean? Quantities represented by what? X or the Y? Good. So they are looking for the X value for the break-even. So this is a break-even function where profit is 0, and you're looking for the X value So do you find the vertex or do you solve for x? What do you do? Good job. They gave you the equation. Here we are not looking for the vertex, even though it is minimum break even. We're not looking for vertex because break even happens only when the profit is 0. So your function has to be 0. So for which x value you have this function 0. At that x value you're looking for. In other words, how do you solve for x? You mean quadratic formula? Yeah, you can do that. But then inside you're going to get b square means 180 square. So can you find manually 180 square? It will take time. Is it 180? Yeah. 3 times 10 is 30. There is no number going to give you 30 in product and 180 in. Did I make a mistake anywhere? Find the minimum break even. Break even is when profit is 0. So we have negative 3 square, positive 180, and minus 10. Yeah, it's not factorable. Oh, man. If it's not factorable, how about let's use complete a square. I don't want to do b square minus 4ac. It will be too much b square. Let's see if we can use complete the square. It's just supposed to get a whole number, 50. But let's see. If you complete the square, we have negative 3x squared plus 180x minus 10 equals 0. Do you remember how to complete square? No, you forgot? To complete the square, you want to get the x square alone. That means you don't want to have the negative 3 in the front. So you divide by negative 3, negative 3, negative 3. Oh, this is 0, my bad. Negative 3. So we get x squared minus 60 x positive 10 over 3 equals 0. And now from these two, we get x something square minus something. And we have our 10 over 3 equals 0. Now, what goes inside and what goes outside? Do you remember? Did you forget? Complete the square. If you have a, not a, so we don't want to have a. If you have x squared plus bx plus c equals 0, the completed square form is x plus half of b squared minus half of b squared outside plus c. This is the completed square. Whatever you have in front of x, you take half of the amount inside the parentheses and you subtract the same quantity square outside the parentheses. So what is half of 60? So minus 30 goes inside and minus 30 square goes outside. Do you know what is 30 square? 900. So 3 square is 9 and 0 square is 00. So we completed our square and we are happy? Probably not. Let's see what happens next. I feel like something is wrong here. So we have x minus 30 squared. We don't want the numbers next to the square. Our goal is to get to the square. So we move them from left side to the right side. So we get 900 positive, and the 10 over 3 becomes negative. So yes, adding this and subtracting that quantity from both sides. Now we need 3 on the top and bottom to have the same denominator. So we get 3, 2700 minus 10. Definitely something is wrong. 2690 divided by 3, right? Can you divide that evenly? 2690 by 3. Huh? It doesn't work. Something is wrong. What did I do wrong? It says the answer is 50. How the answer is 50? Probably this is the wrong answer. Find the break-even quantity. Here it says find the profit. So for profit, we use Bartax because that makes sense. But for break-even, our profit has to be 0. If profit is 0, that means you have to solve for x. I give up. I'll tell you next class. Yeah, it's too much. But definitely it should be easier one. Probably I'm missing something, even though I don't see it here now. Okay, anyway. So in this section, there are three types of questions you have. One is the height. One is the money type, height type, and one is the number type. The first example, find two numbers, this and that. That is one type. Second type is the money, the height. You're throwing a ball, you're doing something that is related to the height. So it's height problem. And then you have money, profit, revenue, cost, break even, those things. And depending on what is given, you find if they're asking for maximum or minimum profit or revenue or cost, that means you're looking for the Vertex. But maximum break even or minimum break even, finding Vertex doesn't make sense because break even means profit is 0. So you have to solve for 0, you have to solve for X. But I'm going to check that. Why I get something weird. And then there are another scenario. Either we are looking for the vertex or we are looking for the X value. For example, here it says at what time the ball hits the ground. So we did not solve for vertex. We want to solve for the time. So we solve for the variable X, not the Y. Same thing if you look at this example. You're throwing a ball, the height is given by this, and they want us to find the height, the time when the height will be 7 feet. So the height is given by this function. At what time your height will be 7. So what is given here? What is this 7? Where do we place the 7 here? H of t. Instead of h of t, because it's the height. So you put 7 here, and then you have to solve for t. So bring everything to one side, solve it. And this problem, you choose calculator, and most likely the other one also falls on the calculator. So that means you have to know how to find X using a calculator. There are two ways. Not two ways. there are two different methods for two different calculators. If you are using TI-89, your life is easy. You you insert your equation in the calculator and then ask the calculator to solve the variable for you. So it does everything for you if you are using TI-89. However, if you don't have TI-89, that means for other calculator like TI-84, then you have to do everything manual. So TI-84 is that advanced, it doesn't solve anything for you. You have to graph this in the 84 and see where the graph gives you the X value for this function. The path of the object where the time is higher the maximum height. Okay, so let me show you how to use 84 to actually don't have 84 or 89, nothing with me. But let's say you're using the graph. If you're using the graph, this is what you're supposed to do. You have negative 16t squared plus 30t plus 8 equals 7. This is calculator question number 1. You subtract 7 from both sides. So you get negative 16. Let's say t is the x. Calculator doesn't recognize t, it recognizes x. So negative 16x squared plus 30x plus 1 equals 0. So this is what you have currently. You go in the calculator and graph it. It will give you something like this. This is 1, and this is what you're looking for. The x value when the y is 0. When the y is 0, what's the x value? Means you're looking at the x-intercept. So you're going to have two types of x-intercept. If one of them is negative, you have to disregard because negative number doesn't make sense for units. And the answer will be the positive one. So you have to know how to find the graph in your TI-84 if you're using it. But if you're TI-89, bring it in the next class and I'll show you how to use TI-89 to get the answer without doing any work. Okay. Now, I have 4 questions. Try them at home. And if you bump into any question, if you don't know the answer, if you don't know the answer, if you want me to check your work, show me in the next class, and then we are going to go over that. Okay. So try them in your home. If you have any questions, I'm going to go over them. If you don't have any questions, I'm not going to go over them. I'll start 1.6 directly. Okay, guys? And this is 1.5. So your homework for 1.5 will be twisted. Yeah. Should be this twisted.
I'm gonna order the thing. It says it takes 3 to 5 days. So probably here like
Let me know when you have a toast. I'll open the place. Have a good day, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Wait, 1.5 is due next week, right?
Tuesday midnight.
Oh, regarding the exam,